All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tuesday Night Online Marketing System Training. My name is June Collier. I will be your host for tonight. And again, like I said, I want to cover the smart money system. We are actually recording this so that we'll have this video available to everyone. This video will be available to everyone. So if you're on the online marketing system call tonight, we're not going to be talking about the online marketing system. We are going to be talking about our latest product launch, which is Smart Money. Smart Money is the latest product that we just launched, and we're super excited about that. And we had so many people that were on the call last night. The system just could not handle that many people on the call. So right now we got a good number of people on the call. And I think we're going to be just fine. Let me see if I can mute out these entry tones real quick. All right, let's see. It says *78 should turn it off. All right, so it's not a valid menu option. All right, let's get into the Smart Money Kit. Now, you guys have the chat button at the top, so if you have any questions as I'm going along with this, you can always type in your question. I will open up the line at the end for Q&A, so if you have any Q&A at the end, I'll open up the line for question and answer. But during the process of going through this, if you do have questions, there is a little chat button. You can type in your question, and I will see when you're typing it in, and I will stop from time to time to cover your questions. So here we have the Smart Money Kit, and I know that you guys have been waiting for this. The Smart Money Kit is a kit that currently has 3 different modules or 3 different tools inside of it. And I say currently because there could be plans for expansion to include other things. Right now, the Smart Money Kit includes a credit education system that helps people build their credit. It also has a debt elimination system that includes the income shifting module and strategies that we teach. As well, it has a 750 monitoring plan that allows you to monitor your credit score and be able to watch as your credit scores improve with the strategies. So when you go into your back office, and as a matter of fact, let me go to my back office here so that you can actually see where you should go. So once you log into your back office, you're going to go down here to where it says Financial Success Membership. You'll click into the Financial Success Membership, and you will see the Smart Money Kit right there. That's where the Smart Money Kit is, and that's how you actually log in. Once you get into your Smart Money Kit, you're going to come to the home page of the Smart Money Kit. There is an introduction video here. It's a 3-minute video that just sort of talks about smart money, what smart money includes. And then as you scroll down to get into Smart Money and to get into the different products, we've got the 750 credit plan, the 750 monitoring, and the income shifting. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and log into the 750 credit plan. That's going to take you to the 750 credit plan homepage. Now, you can always tell where you are by looking up here in the blue bar. It has breadcrumbs, like what they call a breadcrumb. It basically lets you know what page you're on and where you are at all times. Let's take a look at this 750 credit plan membership course page. We can start our first lesson by clicking on this blue bar here, or we can jump down and jump into any of the modules. There are 10 modules for training here. You can jump into the modules here, and then there's an income shifting module and a summary. To the left up at the top is our navigation. So you'll have a navigation window here. This Smart Money Kit takes you all the way back to the Smart Money Kit homepage. The 750 credit plan, which is what we're on right now. The 750 credit monitoring is a monitoring service, and then our income shifting module. So you have these navigation bars here to the left. let's go ahead and jump into our first lesson, which is Module 1. Module 1 is Introduction to the 750 Credit Plan. Again, you see your breadcrumb trail here. It lets you know exactly where you are. Each module is numbered in the left-hand corner. You will also see your current progress. So when you log into the system, Module 1, you're 9% complete. Once you complete Module 1, you'll be 9% complete. So it tracks you as you go along, okay? Also, below the current progress is the duration. So this module has 12 minutes and 57 seconds worth of video. That's what that 12:57 means. 12 minutes and 57 seconds worth of video. Now, as you look through here, you'll see the video, and then below the video, you will see a brief explanation, and then you will see downloads, if there are any. Some modules don't have downloads, some modules do. Some modules will have PDF downloads, while other modules will have doc downloads, DOC file downloads, okay? And so what you'll see here is the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Now, this is the granddaddy of them all. If you've ever seen me live do this training on a live session, if you've ever seen me do this training live, you will see that I use the Physical Fair Credit Reporting Act. The reason why our information is so detailed in the Smart Money Kit is because I went to the law. I went to the exact law that the federal or that the Fair Credit Reporting Act wrote. And so you actually get a copy of that with this PDF. So you can download the PDF, and when you get to the letters, and we'll be talking about the letters here very shortly, when you get to the letters and you will see the sections and the codes that I use in the letters, you can find those same sections right here in the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So this is really big. This is the law. This is the legislation that covers you as a consumer and your rights under the law. Okay, your rights, your credit rights, your the reporting rights for your credit reports. Okay, so you'll definitely want to take a look at that so that you know what the law states. Below that is the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. Now, this document is another great document to have. What it tells you is what collectors can and cannot do. So there's all the laws on what collectors can and cannot do. You'll want to download that because if collectors are violating the law, you need to know what the law is, and if they're violating that law, then you have the right to sue if they are violating that law. And sometimes if they violate that law, you may have the option to have items removed off of your credit report. So these are the two laws that was used in really creating this course. So I went to both of these documents, poured into them heavily, very deeply. It is not easy reading. Let me just say that. It's not easy reading, but I went heavily into this so that I wanted to make sure that the information that was on this membership was very thorough. And so hopefully you guys understand and will agree once you go through this that the information is thorough. I got a question that's coming in. Let me take a look here. I got Jasmine that says that she cannot hear the audio. Jasmine probably has not dialed in. So if someone will type in the chat what the number is for Jasmine that she can dial in, that would be greatly appreciated so that Jasmine can actually dial in to the call. So give her the number and the PIN number so that she can dial in. And I'm going to move forward. So thank you if you would do that for me, because I'm sure that everybody else can hear me. Otherwise, other people would have said that they could not hear me as well. All right, let's keep going. So we got Module 1A. Module 1A is just the membership portal walkthrough. Module 1B explains to you how credit scores are actually calculated. Now, this is a great module to look at because here's what's going to be different between what we do with 750 Credit Plan and what other credit repair companies actually do. So for most people, most credit repair companies, all that they do is they work on removing negatives from your credit report. That's their job, is to get negatives removed from your credit report. But what you're going to find when you when you go through this video, you're going to find that there are 5 components to removing your credit, improving your credit. The first component is your payment history. Your payment history comprises of 35% of your credit score. So it is the big granddaddy of them all. It's the largest thing that makes the biggest impact on your credit score. So that's 35%. And that's what most credit repair companies focus on. Let's remove the negatives off of your credit report. But understand that there is another 65% that's available out there to help boost your credit score. The next portion is credit utilization. Now, credit utilization counts for 30% of your credit score. So credit utilization is almost as important as payment history. Credit utilization is almost as important as payment history. Now, with credit utilization, we show people how to lower their credit utilization using the concept of income shifting. And with income shifting, they're introduced to the income shifting strategy. And there is a video that shows them how to adjust their W-4 to get some more money back out of their 9-to-5 job, to use that money to now start eliminating debt. We've got a debt elimination calculator that shows them how to snowball their debt down to 0. What that will do, to know the second quickest way to boost your credit score is by lowering your credit utilization. So we're going to remove negatives, and we're going to be lowering the credit utilization at the same time. Then there's length of credit history, which counts for 15% of your credit score, and then new credit and credit mix count for 10% each. So you know that as my econ associates, we always talk about strategy. Strategy, strategy, strategy. We talk about strategy in your finances, and we're going to talk about strategy in repairing your credit. So there's strategy that you need to use, and you need to be attacking all 5 areas, not just payment history, okay? So that's the biggest difference between what we offer and what somebody else may offer as it relates to repairing your credit. They're typically focused on your payment history, and they never focus on the other 4 components of your credit score. So we believe that we are superior because of that alone. Now, as we scroll down below, I want you to understand that I have some brochures here. There's a credit scoring brochure. This basically shows you how creditors and insurance companies use the credit scoring system to determine, whether or not you're a good risk for credit cards. That's a great brochure, but I want to tell you the one that you really want to download. This says Understanding FICO Scores. There are roughly 7 different types of FICO scores. There are probably 15 to 20 different types of credit scores that you can get, which makes it all the more confusing for the average consumer. They don't realize that there's so many different credit scores that are calculated out there. And it makes it very difficult for you as a consumer to really, narrow this thing down. It would be very easy if it was just one credit score that you were working on. But many companies have different credit scores. So, for example, FICO itself, FICO has over 7 different types of credit scores within FICO, right? So you can use FICO to go buy a home and have one credit score. Then you can go to the car dealership and they use FICO to finance your car and have a totally different credit score at the car dealership. So this document here, this PDF, Understanding FICO Scores, was a really big eye-opener for me. The other difference in what we do with the 750 credit plan is we educate you on all aspects of credit. So not only are you repairing your credit, but you're now becoming very knowledgeable about credit. So when we start selling the credit, the Smart Money Kit, and we start talking about the credit plan, this isn't just we're going to help you get negatives off your credit. This is a whole lot bigger than that. And hopefully as you have been going through this, you'll realize that this is deeper than just let me help you fix your credit. This is understanding the credit process, is understanding how credit scores are calculated, is understanding that there are different types of credit scores that are out there. You're getting a full, robust knowledge about credit so that you can make intelligent decisions with your credit and not get back into the same situation. So that's a selling point. That's a big selling point for those of you that are going to be selling this product to people. We are not just trying to remove negatives. We are doing all 5 components as well as educating through that particular process. Now, as you scroll down below, you'll see that there's a progress bar at the bottom of the page as well. This Smart Money Kit also looks very great on your cell phone. So you can do the Smart Money Kit on your cell phone. So for example, if you're out and about and you're talking to somebody about the Smart Money Kit and you just want to kind of give them a peek view of what the Smart Money Kit can do, you can pull out your phone and go to your Smart Money Kit, log in, and it looks great on your cell phone as well, okay? And so we're going to go to the next lesson. I'm going to go through all 10 lessons here. I'm going to probably speed up a little bit here. Let me see if I got some questions that are actually coming in. All right, great, excellent. So we got Module 2. Module 2, we're 18% complete here. You can see that you can go to the next lesson or you can back up to the previous lesson. We still have our navigation pane here to the left-hand side. Got all of our modules there so that you can jump around from module to module. I would not recommend that, but you can jump around from module to module. In Module 2, I show you how to request a free copy of your credit report. So if you don't know, in the Fair Credit Reporting Act, they put in, and this was several years ago, they made the credit bureaus give people 1 free credit report per year. And they set up this site called annualcreditreport.com. So this video shows you how to go to annualcreditreport.com, how to actually get your 3 credit bureau scores. And you can get those for free once per year. Now, there are some other stipulations where you can get it more often than once per year, but I only talk about getting it free once per year, okay? And so I'll show you how to get your credit report, all right? There's a free credit report brochure here. If you want to print that out and mail it in and do it that way, you can. How to get credit monitoring and credit scores. So now, we also have a monitoring service called 750 Credit Monitoring. 750 Credit Monitoring allows you to get your own credit score. And you can get that credit score and it will update once per month, okay? So you can see, let's just say if you had a 550 credit score this month, and then you started working on your credit, well, next month you go and look at your credit monitoring, and it has a little bar graph, and it will track from month to month what your credit score is. So if you go from 550 to 650, you can see that in 1 month of just doing disputes, you got 100 points of credit, okay? And so that's great because now you can monitor your credit. We offer 6 months of credit monitoring and we offer 12 months of credit monitoring. The 6 months of credit monitoring is $23.95. The 12 months of credit monitoring is $34.95. Now, here's what I want to say about that. That is an unbelievable price. If you go anywhere in the marketplace and look for credit monitoring, you're going to probably pay somewhere between $25 to $55 a month just for credit monitoring. And I said a month. We charge $23.95 for 6 months or $34.95 for 12 months. That is a steal. For the $34.95, that's like $3 a month. That's amazing, okay? And when you get the credit monitoring, you get 1 free credit report that comes along with that. If you decide that 6 months down the road you need more credit reports and you've already used up your free one, we sell 1 credit report for $4 with credit score, or all 3 credit reports for $8 with 3 credit scores. Okay, the free credit score that you get is an Experian Vanguard score. Okay, so Vanguard is one of the other credit scores. Now, a lot of people get caught up on, oh, I got to have FICO, I got to have FICO, I got to have FICO. Here's the deal. FICO and Vantage Score and all these other calculations, they all pretty much calculate around the same, and your credit score is probably going to vary between 10 to 20 points. So what you want to do is you just want to get your score right. I mean, you just want to work on your score. So whether it's a FICO or Vantage Score really doesn't really matter that much, as long as you're working on your credit and your credit is improving. If your credit improves on your Vantage Score, it's going to automatically, naturally improve on your FICO score. Okay, so the scores that are in here for the credit monitoring is Experian Vantage Score. Okay, Experian Vantage Score. You also get paid for this. So these links will be coded to your to you as the rep. So if you sell the Smart Money Kit and then the person comes in here and then they decide that they want to buy 750 credit monitoring, then when they click on this link and go buy 750 credit monitoring, you get paid. There's $2. There's $2 for CV for 6 months of credit monitoring, and then $3 a CV for the 12 months of credit monitoring. All right. Now, one of the things that we have not added, but I better not say that. I'll wait until we do that, because if I put that out, people will just bug me about when is it going to happen. So we got the current progress here, 12 minutes. Let's go to the next lesson here. Let's see what kind of questions do I have that's coming in. Can I log out the Smart Money Kit without going back? I don't know what you meant by that question. If you'll type that question a little bit differently, I'll be able to answer that. Donna says, if we just got a report 6 months ago, will we now have to pay to get scores? So, Donna, the credit monitoring, if you get the credit monitoring will give you that one score. It'll give you that one score every month. So it will show you from month to month the score. All right. If you want to buy a new credit report, then yes, you would have to buy new credit reports if you want to see your credit report again within that 1 year time frame. But the credit monitoring is going to monitor your credit each month and show, or it's going to monitor your credit, but it's also going to show your credit score each month. So it's going to refresh your credit score once a month. All right. And truth be told, some of you may have credit cards that do that. I know that my bank at Wells Fargo does that. My bank at Wells Fargo shows me my credit score, but it only shows me the new score every quarter. So it doesn't do it month to month. It just shows me my new credit score every quarter. So there are systems and services out there that do this as well. You just get it here, and it's just part of the whole full package. So hopefully I answered your question on that, Donna. For viewer number 42, can I log out the Smart Money Kit without going back? I don't know exactly what you're asking, so ask that again. Kenny Patterson says, could we market our services to help people repair their credit? Absolutely. So, Kenny, here's the thing that I think that's going to happen with this credit lesson here, or this credit repair. Because I've gone so thorough, I didn't just show you how to write a couple of letters and get some stuff removed off your credit. I went very thorough on this module, or on the Smart Money Kit, so that anybody that goes through these modules, it's about maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes worth of training. Anybody that goes through this and reads everything, downloads all the PDFs and goes through stuff, they technically, in my opinion, could open up a credit repair company the very next day. That's how thorough I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be so thorough that if you went through this and you understood the credit repair process, you could actually open up your own credit repair company after going through this training. So again, that's what makes this training so different than anything else that's out there, is that I spared I put everything into this. I put everything into this so that you would know exactly what you could do. So I do believe that there will be some My Econ associates that will probably go out there and open up a credit repair company once they go through this. Do we as associates have to purchase the monitoring at $23.95 and $34.95? No. If you don't want monitoring, you don't have to purchase it. Okay? The monitoring is only there for, if I'm repairing my credit, I probably want to see my scores go up. I want to track the activity of what I'm doing. So for a person that is actually working on repairing their credit, I definitely would want to have that credit monitoring so that I can see what's going on with my credit from month to month, okay? And month to month is what you need. You don't need to look at your credit score once a week because it takes the credit bureaus 30 days to respond back anyway. So month to month is all that you need with the credit monitoring, but you do not have to have it. You can purchase the Smart Money Kit and never use the credit monitoring, okay? Going back to my econ website. In other words, how do I log out? I don't think there is a log out button in Smart Money. You just close the browser. And once you close the browser, you can always go back to your My Econ back office and log in. Now, once we have the retail version ready for retail customers, there probably will be a log out link for them to log out because retail customers will not be able to go to, say, their My Econ back office because they don't have a back office. All right. So I'm going to talk a little bit about retail, the retail side after we go through the module here. Jasmine, I should have waited before I paid someone to fix my credit. I could have done it myself. Jasmine, if your credit is good, then it's good. Don't worry about it. Just keep it moving. Jasmine, go out and help all your friends. Make some money on this, and you won't even have to worry about that. Okay, that's water under the bridge. We're not going to worry about it. All right, so Module 3, we talk about how to read your credit report. I show you everything on how to read the credit report. I provide you a sample credit report to take a look at. Module 3B, we talk about how to mark and rank what you plan on disputing. So here's the thing. There are different items that will appear on your credit report. Some items are worse than others, or some items have a heavier weight than others. And so when you're disputing items on your credit report, obviously, if I've got an item that's costing me 30 points and I got an item that's costing me 5 points, which one do I really want to focus on? I want to focus on the one that's costing me the most points. And so in this video, I show you the difference between the different items and how they rank, and then I show you what you want to start focusing on first. And then later on, you will be able to remove the lesser items. But what I want you to do is focus on the heavy items first, because that's where you're going to see the biggest boost in your credit score. So we talk about how to mark and rank what you plan on disputing. There is a spreadsheet that you can download. And when you download this spreadsheet, you can put in all of your negatives. And it sort of keeps everything organized for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop open this spreadsheet so that you can actually see the spreadsheet. I'm going to open up the spreadsheet in Microsoft Excel, but you can open this spreadsheet up even in Google Sheets. And I got a video that shows you how to do this. When you get your credit reports, each credit report has an account number. So you will want to put in your credit account number right here for your credit reports. And then you want to put in the date that you pulled that credit. Because if you went the annual credit report route and got the credit reports for free, you'll want to know what days you got it for free so that you know that a year from now you can pull that credit report again. So this is just the account number and the reason why you want to record that account number is because once you start disputing things, you can log back in online to Equifax, and Equifax will allow you to see that credit report if you have the account number. So you'll need the account number to log in to look at that credit report back and forth. I recommend in the video that you should print out each one of your credit reports. If you pull them online, just go ahead and print them out. I recommend that, but you can put in your account number. I just got somebody that says that they can't hear. Again, if you guys will type in the number to that person so that they can hear the questions. Let me take a pause moment right here and look at some of the questions that have come in. Viewer number 55 says, I cannot hear. Pam Sam says, please tell them to review the laws on receiving payment before service. Only nonprofits or banks and credit unions or their affiliates can get paid up front. Check before doing this for upfront money. Please tell them to review the laws on receiving payment before service. Oh, so if you're going to start a credit repair business, I don't know anything about that, Ms. Pam. So if you are going to start a credit repair business, I just gave you the education. I don't know what the ramifications are for accepting payments and all of that other stuff. You guys are going to have to do your own due diligence if you do set up a credit repair business to do that. I have no idea what the legal ramifications are. I know that you don't need a license to do it, but I see a lot of people out there that actually do set up credit repair companies, so it can't be that hard. But you probably do want to make sure that you go through and make sure that everything that you do is on the up and up. All right, viewer number 55 says, I wish I could hear you. I came into the meeting late, so a My Econ associate, do we have to purchase the Smart Money Kit monthly, also sell it to non-members? Okay. All right, viewer number 50, you just excited because you're typing run-on sentences. So, as a My Econ associate, do we have to purchase the Smart Money Kit monthly? No. As a My Econ associate, you get the Smart Money Kit for free. It is in your back office right now. You have access to it. Sell it to you will be able to sell it to non-members. So you can sell it to members. It will be for $99.95. The retail part of it is not available yet. You'll have to wait 2 weeks, and then you'll be able to sell it to non-members, My Econ associates. Okay. So is it additional to $34.99? It's not additional to the $34. Okay. The Smart Money Kit is free to every associate that's in My Econ. So let me just stop here just so that you guys understand the power of this Smart Money Kit. The Smart Money Kit is $99.95. To get into My Econ is $199.95. If you come into My Econ as a business owner for $199, you get the Smart Money Kit automatically. You don't have to pay extra for it. But if all you do is just say, I just want the strategies, then you pay $99.95. So the reason why we priced it that way was because for someone that's sitting down and looking at this, they can say, well, I can pay $100 and get the Smart Money Kit, or I can pay $200 and get everything. We want to make it a hard decision for them because we really want them to just become associates. Now, if you sell the Smart Money Kit and they don't become an associate, that's fine because you make some money on that. But what we want to do is we want to say, man, I might as well just spend an extra $100 and get everything, right? Get the whole business, get the whole shebang, and get everything. So that's why we priced it the way that we priced it, because we're hoping that as you go out and you're selling the Smart Money Kit, that people will begin to just say, it makes more sense for me to get into the business since I get the Smart Money Kit anyway if I join the business, okay? All right, so we're back here at this spreadsheet. Down here at the bottom, you will see that I got these tabs. It's Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. So when you pull your Equifax report, you want to click on the Equifax tab. I'm going to click on the Equifax tab. I got some fake data that's in here right now, and you would have to just go in here and just delete it, okay? You can go in and delete this data. But you put your creditor name, you put the account number, whatever shows up on your credit report, and then you put the derogatory type. I got a drop down here, and you'll see all of the different types of derogatory items. And obviously, you see that a bankruptcy is number one. That's the heaviest item that's killing you, okay? Foreclosures are next. So I've ranked all of these items by the most damaging to the least damaging. Credit inquiries are the least damaging. They probably cost you about 5 points on a credit inquiry, okay? And so what you can do is you can put your derogatory types here, and then you can look through these and see which one is the is doing the most damage to your credit score. To the left or to the right of that is the type of letter that you send. We'll talk about letters here in a moment. To the right of that is the date that you actually mailed the letter. You want to know when you mailed the letter. To the right of that is the status. So the status is, and there's a drop down for the status, pending, verified, or closed. And I actually want to. I'm probably going to update this spreadsheet and put removed instead of closed. Okay, so that these are items that are either still pending, or they come back and say that this item was verified or removed. Right now it says closed. That's what it means. That item was taken off your credit report, and that's really what you want. Okay, you want your creditor's address, and then the date placed is basically the date that the credit was when you became delinquent on that report there. Okay, so you'll see this in your back office as a spreadsheet, and each tab is for the different credit bureaus. And the reason why I set this up for each different credit bureau is because when you're writing your dispute letters, you can just go to Equifax and you can get the items that you have from your Equifax. You do not want to dispute and send a letter to Equifax disputing items that are on TransUnion credit report. You want to send a letter to Equifax disputing items that are on Equifax report. Okay, because what you'll find is that some credit reports won't have the same information on another credit report. So there may be some things on TransUnion that are not on Equifax. You don't want to be disputing things on Equifax that are not on Equifax. Okay, so you want to keep that separate and make sure that you understand that. Okay, Marcus says if they become an associate, they get to tax deduct the $199. Exactly. So that's another good reason why they would want to do the $199 versus the $99, because if they buy the Smart Money product, the Smart Money kit, there's no tax deduction there. But if they come into the business, they get a tax write-off. They can write it off. So another good reason to have them come in as an associate. Okay. Where should letter 2 through 4 get posted on the spreadsheet? Well, what you're going to do is you'll just come here and update this here. So if we got letter 1 here, let's just say that we put letter 1 in this box, and then we get a reply back, and now we update it with letter 2. You would just come in here and remove letter 1 and update it with letter 2. Okay, so that's what you would do here. All right. So let me close out this spreadsheet. You guys have seen the spreadsheet. We'll scroll down. There's a video that actually shows you how to use the spreadsheet, okay? And then we'll go to the next lesson. So we're on Module 4. Module 4 shows you how to dispute the credit via certified mail versus online. So you can dispute all of your credit online. Here's the problem when you dispute it online. You give up some of your rights in the Fair Credit Reporting Act if you dispute online. When you dispute online, there are things that could come off your credit report and then come right back onto your credit report because of those rights that you gave up. There are 3 rights that you give up when you dispute online. And I go through that here in this video, and then I show you in the Fair Credit Reporting Act handbook where those rights are and where it states it. Okay, so I don't just tell you that these are rights that you give up without showing you proof. Because, you know, as my econ associates, we always like to give proof and show people the proof of what it is that we're teaching them, okay? So you want to dispute offline. You want to dispute via certified mail so that you don't give up some of those rights. A lot of people don't know that, so that's very important, okay? Again, I give you the Fair Credit Reporting Act so that you can see where your rights are being waived if you use the online dispute. Module 4B shows you how to mail the credit dispute letters, how to do it certified mail, and then you've got the credit bureaus here that you send, the addresses that you send to the credit bureaus, okay? So let's keep going. I'm going to try to speed it up a little bit. How to remove negative payment history. Module 5. This is where the good stuff is. This is the juicy stuff. This is how you remove your credit, your negatives from your credit report. Now, here's what I want you guys to understand. There are only 3 ways to remove negatives off of your credit. Only 3. The first way is if it's inaccurate, if it's just wrong. It doesn't belong to you, it's wrong, you was never late, whatever the case may be. You can get that removed. 2 is if it's old. So every item that's on your credit report has an expiration date where they have to pull it off. And most items are 7 years. So if you got an item on your credit report that's older than 7 years, it has to come off. Whether it's true or not, it has to come off. The third way is via what we call a technicality. This is what I call it. I call it a technicality. The technicality basically says that the credit bureaus have to have a copy of the original contract that you actually signed when they verify your debt. Okay, so remember on the credit spreadsheet, I said, was it verified? Well, if the credit bureaus come back and say that it's verified, then you're going to ask them for method of verification and proof of that verification. And there's certain language that you want to use to do that. Okay, so we talk about that here. So that's a technicality. What that basically means is that this probably could be your debt. You probably did miss that payment or didn't make that payment. But what we're doing is we're trying to get the credit bureaus to prove that they have the proper documentation to prove that I was late. Okay? So if they do have the proper documentation and they can prove that you were late, there ain't nothing that you can really do about it. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to see if they kept the right documentation and proof of the documentation. If they don't send you proof of the documentation, you will upgrade you'll upgrade your letters. Okay, so there are letters that are called 609 dispute letters. So if you're in the credit industry, the credit repair industry, everybody knows what a 609 dispute letter is. And the reason why it's called a 609, when you go back to that Fair Credit Reporting Act document, in Section 609, Section 609 says it spells out how the credit bureaus are supposed to verify the debt. So that's why these are called 609 letters, because in the Fair Credit Reporting Act, Section 609, it tells you what the credit bureaus are supposed to do to verify a debt. So I'm going to open this up. We've got the 609 letters in PDF, and I put it in DOCX. So I did that because, you know, sometimes people got Mac computers, and sometimes things don't open up in a Mac the way that it opens up in a PC. So I had a PDF, and the PDF opens up for everybody. And then I did the DOCs if they want to do that. So I'm going to open up one of these letters here real quick. What you're going to see is I'm going to give you instructions. You got to have the proper ID. You got to send 2 forms of ID when you're disputing your negatives or derogatory items. So I explained that to you here. And then you don't want to dispute more than 22 derogatory items at one time. I probably would even do it less than that. I explained to you why that is. And then we'll go into dispute letter number 1. And everything in red is what you would change. And then we've got the letter with the credit, the law, where it is, section, section 609, blah, 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 okay? And you just go through and you put your account numbers in there and all of that good stuff. And so there are 4 dispute letters that are here that you can use to do that, okay? So the dispute letters are there for you to use. Credit reporting statute of limitations, I go through that because there are statute of limitations of how long something can stay on your credit. If you have an IRS tax lien on your credit report and you paid the tax lien, there is a program that the IRS offers that will allow you to remove that tax lien off of your credit report. It has to be paid, but once you pay the tax lien, then there's a strategy or a program that you go through to get that removed off your credit report. We list that program here. How to remove medical collections. Medical collections are something that you can easily, I won't say easily, but you can get removed off of your credit report because of HIPAA laws. Now, the HIPAA law, if you don't know what a HIPAA law is, I explain it here in this, but the HIPAA law means that your medical information can't be transmitted back and forth to people who don't have authorization. And so we take advantage of that law to get that removed off of your credit report. So there's special letters there, and we talk about how it works, and you can watch that. I even include an audio here on how to use the 609 dispute letters, so listen to the audio. Goodwill letter. I'll explain the goodwill letter, when to use a goodwill letter. I've included 3 samples of goodwill letters that you can use. Sometimes you might have to do a pay for delete letter. So you got you got 4 pay for delete letters that you can use to send to the credit bureaus or to the creditors. As you can see, this course is very, very thorough. So when we're selling this for $99, the reason why we're selling it for $99 is that I have left no stone unturned. No stone unturned. Okay? So let's go to the next lesson. Let me kind of speed this up again. Let's go. Come on. We're in Module 6. I talk about how to lower your credit utilization. We talk about reducing your credit card debt with income shifting. This is the first time that we introduce them to income shifting as a strategy. And then we'll go on to the next lesson. Lesson 7, we talk about how to increase your length of credit history, how to add new trade lines to your credit report. Man, this one is good. This document is really good. There's some great resources there that allow you to get some new credit and establish new credit. So you'll definitely want to download that document, getting new trade lines. You know, as you're removing the negatives, you're also working on reducing your credit utilization. You're also working on getting new trade lines. So see, we're doing a mixture of everything. We're doing a mixture of all the 5 different components that make up your credit score all at the same time. We're not just removing negatives and that's it. We're doing the mixture of things because in my econ, we understand that strategy is the key. And what we're doing is we're using strategy. There is a Experian offers, the Experian will take your rent and use your rent to establish credit, okay? Now, currently, they're the only credit bureau that will do that, but you can use rent. If you pay your rent on time, you can use rent to establish your credit as well, and I go into how that is done as well. All right, let's take a look. I got some questions that are coming in. Let's see what I got here. Let me scroll back up. All right, so if you have an item on more than one report, do you write a letter to each credit report company? Yes, you do, Sandra. And you will write a separate letter. It'll be the same letter, but you're going to oftentimes send 3 letters to the 3 different credit bureaus. The letters will pretty much say the same thing, except they will only dispute the items that are from that credit bureau. Okay? So if you got something that's reported on all 3 credit bureaus, then you're gonna dispute that item on all 3 letters that you send to the credit bureau. All right. If you have, I already answered that. Did you say you get one view of the credit score with the report and additionals are purchasable? Yes. So when you get the credit monitoring automatically gives you one Experian credit report. So you get a free credit report with the monitoring anyway. If you want to get all 3 credit reports and all 3 credit scores from the 3 credit reports from the 3 credit bureaus, then you have to pay for that. All right? All right. Kenny says, wow. I believe if you got a Chapter 7 that lasts longer, like 10 years versus 7. Yeah. So bankruptcy, believe it or not, all bankruptcies aren't equal. And I have to go back. I think one bankruptcy wipes everything off. The bankruptcy that wipes everything off, it stays on your credit report 10 years. The other bankruptcy that modifies and you have to, make payment arrangements, that bankruptcy only stays on your credit report for 7 years. Okay, so somebody says 7 wipes it all out. So a Chapter 7 stays on your credit report for 10 years. A Chapter 13 stays on your credit report for 7 years. All right. 24 and 35. Yes, it is. All right. So I just answered all the questions that are here. Let's keep on going. Let's keep this thing moving. Next lesson that we're going to cover here is Module 8, the proper way to apply for new credit. I talk about that. I talk about soft inquiries versus hard inquiries. Hard inquiries are going to shave off about 5 points. So every time you apply for credit, you get a hard inquiry, okay? And so you want to be careful with those hard inquiries. I give you letters to remove unauthorized inquiries. So again, if you see inquiries on your credit report, then and they do not have your authorization to have pulled your credit report, then you can send a letter disputing that you did not apply or that they need to prove that you applied for that credit and have those inquiries removed. So we got letters again. All these letters are available. So somebody says, what's an example of a soft inquiry? And we cover that in the video, but the difference between a soft inquiry and a hard inquiry is the easiest way for me to explain it is if you apply for credit and you're trying to get credit, that's a hard inquiry. If you go pull your own credit report just to take a look at it, that's a soft inquiry. Another soft inquiry is if a credit card company sends you a pre-approved offer. Anything that's pre-approved, that's a soft inquiry, okay? So if it's a pre-approved offer, it's a soft inquiry. Now, when you're reestablishing credit, one of the resources that I provide you a website that you can go to look at all different types of credit cards that you can get and all of that. When you're trying to reestablish credit and you got poor credit, you're going to go for a secure credit card. There are some secure credit cards that do a pre-approval. What that means is they know that you're trying to rebuild your credit. So instead of doing a hard inquiry, they do a soft inquiry so it doesn't hurt your credit score, and then they approve you for that credit card based on the soft inquiry that they do, okay? And you'll see all of that in the training as well. That's another strategy that you want to be able to utilize, all right? Let's keep it moving. As you can see, this thing is very thorough. Credit mixture. I talked a little bit about credit mixture, and for an example, this is one of the examples for me that is affecting my credit, is that I'm debt-free with the exception of my mortgage. So I don't have any credit mixture. I got 2 credit cards, but I don't have any installment loans because I hadn't had a card note in 15, 16 years, right? I buy my cars cash. So because I don't have a car note and I don't have any installment debt, I get dinged because I don't have credit mixture, right? So I could probably pick up some points if I went out and got an installment loan. But I said it ain't worth it to me, to go out and get an installment loan because I just don't want any debt. But we talk about credit mixture because credit mixture is part of the calculation of the credit score, all right? All right. So we got Module 9. Last module here is Module 10. Module 10 basically talks about how to check your disputes as you send out your letters, what you want to be doing. If they do not respond in 30 days, you now have a 30-day no response letter because the credit bureaus are supposed to respond in 30 days. However, let me say this. If you get a credit report from annual credit report, that free credit report, the free credit report, they are allowed 45 days to respond. Again, that's in the Fair Credit Reporting Act. I don't know why they gave them 45 days because of it being free, but if you get the free credit report, then they have 45 days to respond versus the 30 days. But if they do not respond in the time frame, I've already created template letters that you can use to say, hey, according to the law, you have not responded to me in 30 days. You now have to remove this off my credit report. All right? So we've got letters there for that. what to do when disputes are just not removed, okay? And so, what happens if all of this stuff that we're doing and it just doesn't remove it? We go through that process of the method of verification addendum, okay? And we point out several sections of the Fair Credit Reporting Act that give you a deeper understanding of the method of verification, okay? So I really, really, really went hard into this course, okay? And then the final lesson is the summary. I'll take that back. The final lesson is income shifting. So we do a introduction to income shifting. I do a training on how to fill out the W-4. The training only covers the front part of the W-4. We don't cover the back part of the W-4. We just cover the front part of the W-4 because they're not in business, okay? Then we go to the minimize expense tool. You probably have seen this tool from the cash flow strategist. If you looked at your cash flow strategist, so you put in, your cell phone, you currently pay $100. Maybe you can shave your cell phone to $75, and that gives you an additional $25. Our goal here with the minimize expenses tool and the W-4 adjustment is to find some extra cash so that we can go down here to the debt elimination tool and start eliminating our debt and start snowballing our debt, okay? And I go through videos on show you how to use this tool, and it will show you how to pay off your debt, when to pay off your debt, the whole 9 yards, all right? All right, I got a question that came in. June, please explain how we access the Smart Money Kit in the back office. All right, I'll go back over there. You were a little bit late getting to the call. What about good debt for investments? Kenny, definitely you want to have some, now, like if you got rental property, if you got debt for business, you got debt for student loans or something like that, those are considered what we call good debt. And those debts actually are debts that put cash flow into your pocket, okay? So we're not necessarily talking about that. The debt that we're really talking about here is revolving debt. It's the revolving debt that does the most damage to you. Revolving debt is like credit card debt, okay? That's the debt that does the most damage to you. The other type of the installment debt, debt is debt, but the installment debt is not as hurtful as revolving debt, okay? So, Kenny, yes, there are times when you will be borrowing money and you borrow that money against assets that you are purchasing, and those assets appreciate, and you're able to make more money off of that. That's a little more advanced for people. Most of the people that we're going to be dealing with poor credit, they ain't even thinking about good debt versus bad debt. And I guarantee you that most of them don't even have what is considered good debt unless they just got a mortgage, okay? So, but I do hear you on that. There is a such thing as good debt that will allow you to leverage and actually make money. But this right here is really talking about the bad debt that's not adding any value to you at all right? And then after the debt elimination tool, we've got the investment calculator. Once they pay off all of their debt, they got all this money left over, we show them how they can start investing. And really what we're trying to do with this is we're trying to slowly indoctrinate them into the MyEcon way of thinking. Now, Mr. Gates gave me an idea today, and I may add one more video in this income shifting course. And that video, he said, hey, if we want to start paying down our debt rapidly, the other thing is that we could talk about other sources of income. Where could they bring in other sources of income? And so that will allow me to bring in the MyEcon concept and then have a link where they can click on to join MyEcon to bring in even more money to then start eliminating their debt. And then that link to MyEcon to join MyEcon would, of course, be your link so that they would join your team, okay? So that's something that I may slip in here in the next week or two, another video that I might slip in there that allows your customer the opportunity to join MyEcon from this, all right? All right, so that's the income shifting piece, and then the final piece is the summary, just tying everything together. When we tie all of this together, I got a video here and an audio, and here's what it basically says. to improve your credit, you got to start good habits today, because your 7 years start today, right? So you got to have good habits today. We'll get some negative items removed using those credit report letters, but you may not get everything removed. Don't get so fixated on, I didn't get everything removed and I'm going after them and I'm just going to kill them. Don't get so fixated on that, because remember, that's only 35% of your score. So start working on the other 65% of your score, because here's the one thing, the credit history, you're at the mercy of the credit bureaus when it comes to the credit history. And so hopefully you'll get some of that removed. Sometimes you won't get everything removed. You're going to go back and forth with them, and it's going to take you 3 or 4 months for that process to go through, okay? Don't get so fixated on that you forget about credit utilization, paying down your debt, that you forget about establishing some new credit, that you forget about all these other techniques that you can actually use. Remember, this is a strategy. And if you start practicing good credit habits, 7 years from now, you probably won't have to worry about this anyway. In fact, probably 2 years from now, you won't have to worry about it. Here's what I won't say I guarantee, but somebody that's in the 500s in their credit score, if they go through this course and they start applying this, a year from now, they should have 100 more points added to their credit. They should be in the high 600s, right? And the high 600s will at least get you qualified for something to purchase if you need to purchase. But remember, we're not here to improve our credit to get back into debt, right? We want to use debt responsibly, and we want to use debt like what Kenny says is we want to use debt, we want to use good debt instead of bad debt, okay? So that should be the reason that we're repairing our credit, is to not necessarily get ourselves back into debt, but to get ourselves in a better position where we can lower our interest rates, we can refinance some stuff, right? Like if you had bad credit and you got a high interest auto loan, once you start improving your credit, you should look at refinancing your auto loan, because you now have a better credit score, which will lower the amount that you pay on a monthly basis with that auto loan. All right, so this is the 750 credit plan. Let me go out back to the Smart Money Kit here. And then we've got the 750 monitoring. This is the monitoring service. So with the monitoring service, you get your credit score, you get your credit reports, you get alerts. So if there's any alerts that are on your credit report, you get those alerts. It alerts you, sends you an email. Hey, something's going on with your credit. It sends you an email, all of that, okay? And I did put out a brochure for the 750 credit monitoring. If you have not gotten the product user guide for the 750 credit monitoring, I don't know where I can upload that, but I'll make that available somewhere. But I did put out a 750 product user guide that you can use, and I put that into the Income Shifters group. What I'll do is, since everybody on here is with the online marketing system, I'll put that in the online marketing system where you can download it. So it's a PDF that you can download. All right, we're at that hour. Let me see. Any other questions that I got? When will the recording for this presentation be available? It will probably be available sometime tomorrow. I'll have it uploaded to the online marketing system. I'll put it on my page, so it will be available sometime tomorrow, because people have been asking for it. All right, let's see. I think that's all the questions that are coming in. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up the call, so if there are any remaining questions that are out there, I'm going to set this up so that you can ask. Let me say this. I see a lot of you that are promoting the Smart Money Kit right now. Note that the Smart Money Kit will not be available for retail sales for at least 2 weeks. So we're at least looking at the middle of April, sometime in the middle of April, before it's available for retail sales, okay? So you need to know that. You guys are out there promoting it. The other thing is that get in here and learn everything that you can, so that when you do start promoting it, you know exactly what you're selling, okay? you know exactly what you're selling. All right, so that's really important. Okay, we're going to sell it for $99. You get $50 of CV for the Smart Money Kit. Okay, there will be in the future probably some additional modules that's added to this. I got some thoughts. I could probably add 3 or 4 additional modules to this, but in the future we probably will expand the Smart Money Kit to include even more, which will give the Smart Money Kit even more value. But right now, for $99, what you guys have seen, the thoroughness of what you have seen, I think the Smart Money Kit is extremely valuable right now, the way that it is. But there will probably be additional things that we'll add to it in the future. How much is the regular credit report outside of the free one? The regular credit report that we're selling inside of the 750 monitoring is, again, for one credit report, it is $4. If you want to get all 3, it is $8. Okay, $4 and $8. All right. Can we promote as a recruiting tool for now to get in the business and you can sell in 2 weeks? Absolutely, Donna. So, if you got somebody and they're saying, man, we got to wait 2 weeks to get it. Well, no, you ain't got to wait 2 weeks to get it. You can just join and become a My Econ associate, and as soon as you join, you'll have it, right? So for those of you that are just itching, and you want to get people that credit report now, or the smart money right now, and they want it right now, come into the business. And if they become a My Econ associate, they get the Smart Money Kit immediately. All right. So thank you, Donna. That's just brilliant right there. Okay, that's brilliant. What else do I need to tell you? I think that's all that I got to tell you. You've done a great job preparing the Smart Money Kit. Thank you, Dot. I really do appreciate it. Guys, I've put a lot into this. I hope it was worth the 2 weeks delay, because I know we had a 2-week delay, but hopefully you will see the amount of work that I put into it and why there was a 2-week delay in getting this out to you guys. All right. I'm going to open up the call here, and anyone that wants to ask me a question can do so. Let's see, what is the... All right. Actually, I didn't mean to do that. All right. If you have a question, you can hit *6 on your phone. It should unmute your phone. If you have a question, you can hit *6 on your phone to unmute your phone. Also, while I'm waiting for people to unmute and ask their question, if you would just like to type in your question, you can type in your question. This is a good crowd tonight, because we had like over 600 people on the webinar last night, and the webinar wasn't even supposed to hold 600 people. I don't even know how 600 people got on, and it just crashed. So, all right, any questions? If there are no questions, *6 on your phone, or you can type in your questions. If you don't have any questions, I'm going to close out. *6 on your phone if you have any questions. All right, no questions that are coming in. We're going to close this out. The replay to this recording will be available. It won't just be for online marketing system members. I'm going to make it available to everybody. So we'll have that recording available in the next 24 hours. I might stay here in the office tonight and just let it download and do it tonight. But you will have a replay available for those that did not make the call. So this is June Collier, Executive Vice President with My Econ. Thank you for attending the online marketing system. I hope you got all of your questions answered. I hope you got a better understanding of the Smart Money Kit. And I will see you next Tuesday, same time, same number. God bless, take care, and good night, everyone.